in my college apartment, scrolling through the new rage for female university students across campus, we had just gotten access to Pinterest. I quickly found a ton of bloggers through Pinterest, and one in particular was my favorite, Rosie the Londoner. She was living the life in London, going to parties, wandering around Notting Hill, and traveling all around Europe. London, for me, was a dream city, and it felt like a world away as I lived in frozen Canada. I was inspired by all of these bloggers to create a blog of my own. Page by Page, a travel blog was born. Awful name, but whatever. I was new to the whole online content thing, don't judge me. With a budget to hire a web designer of exactly nothing, I decided to learn how to build a website myself. I Googled how to build a blog, and I tried a bunch of website and blogging building platforms. WordPress, Google Blogger, Wix, and Squarespace. Squarespace immediately had my heart. It was the easiest to create the idea in my head on the page. I loved creating my blog, redesigning the thing, and playing around with the settings and the styles. And that is when the light bulb went off. If I built and designed websites for others, I could be paid for that. And it'd make money a lot faster than my travel blogging content creator dreams, which was notorious for being a long game of audience building before any income would be earned. With a $45,000 student loan to pay back, this felt like the perfect side hustle. Now, while this wild idea sounded like a dream come true, it wasn't without its flaws, and I had a lot of fears. So I didn't actually study web design, so I don't really have professional experience or a portfolio. I actually have no idea what UI UX means, and I don't know how to code either, but that's not important, right? I'm also 20 years old. I hope people take me seriously. Awkward. After telling my fears to go take a hike, I got down to business. And that was learning how to build websites really, really well. Google, YouTube, Skillshare, and a few blogs helped me big time. There was no full start to finish course at the time, so it was a lot of piecing stuff from the online world together into my own, self-created course. I side hustled as a freelance web designer sporadically, getting clients here and there throughout my 2 years of my master's degree. And then the real test came when graduation rolled around. I moved abroad to be with a German guy, and my game plan had been to learn German and then get a job in my field in what I had studied, just doing that in Germany. However, after spending 3 months in language school and still hardly being able to order coffee, I realized I needed a plan B. I was not going to learn German fast enough before my bank account was going to be drained. So plan B saw me work as an English speaker in a bilingual kindergarten. However, after one too many tantrums from spoiled 4-year-olds and feeling like my brain was wasting away and melting inside of my head as I read The Cat in the Hat for the zillionth time, I quickly determined that this also wasn't the right thing for me. So I moved on to option C, figuring out how to make my web design business a legit thing which paid the bills. I thankfully did have a few things inherently going for me when it came to being a website designer. I am organized AF, so I could manage a project and a process like a boss right out the gate. I was also told before that I had an eye for design, but that is honestly about where my inherent skills stopped and all the things I was missing started. My first problem, however, was my very meh portfolio. My few past projects hadn't exactly been bangers. Case in point, I genuinely built a website for a retirement home once, which I think we can all agree is not exactly the inspiring or beautiful or what you think of when you think of this dream web design project. I knew, however, that a drop-dead gorgeous portfolio would seriously go a long way in helping me land any client, but especially the types of clients and projects that I actually wanted. So that was my first big hurdle to overcome. Secondly, I also hadn't been incorporating that much website design strategy into my projects up until that point. So while my clients indeed had decent looking websites now, they weren't seeing massive increases in sales or inquiries through those new websites. I knew that I needed to learn what made a website tick, what elements led to increasing sales and bookings so that I could put together not just portfolio pieces, but actual case studies. I knew that the most powerful client magnet would be if I had a case study which showed one of my past clients significantly increasing their sales because of the new website which I had created them. And in order to do that, I had to learn conversion best practices, design best practices, and generally website building strategy. Interestingly, over time, this is something that I researched and studied in depth, and the results were wild. One of my clients had always run a Black Friday sale, which did tens of thousands of dollars in sales. I then came in to redesign the website, and just with the redesign and no other changes to their marketing, we actually doubled their Black Friday sales, which just goes to show the power of a website built with strategy and conversion best practices as the priority in the design project. Now, if you're watching this right when this video comes out, I'm actually going to be sharing what it was that I changed on that specific client's website, which led to doubling their Black Friday sales on a live training on Tuesday, February 7th. Come join me live next week as I share 4 simple steps to double your site sales. And remember, it's happening live. So if it is before February 7th, when you're watching this, then take your chance to register ASAP. You can head to pbcourses.com/training to register, and I'll also pop that link for you in the description below.